all the press, they trying to figure out how to cover Trump. And it was a big system-wide, you can read about it, CNN call. And do you cover his rallies, or do you just cover him when he says something new? Or do you do a fact-check box? Oh, my God. We've gone through this before. There have been 30,000 fact-check boxes. Do whatever you want. But us on this broadcast. So we made some news this week because I insinuated that I thought there was a possibility that Trump was having syphilis. And people are so fucking stupid. I called it the clap. And people say, well, technically it's chlamydia, that means one thing. It's all the clap. I think Trump has the clap. Now, of course, you just got a hand with some red splotches on it. They're not cuts. Now look at it. But of course, the press is like, oh, that's James. He's kind of crazy. He says this kind of stuff. This is really not for serious people to indulge in this frivolous speculation and gossip. All right. I got a little bit more than frivolous speculation and gossip, so bear with me a second. Do you remember Dr. Bornstein? He was Trump's physician who, of course, Trump wrote the note for him and claimed that Trump was the healthiest human being that ever lived. He was a GI doctor, and he was Trump's internist. Unfortunately, Dr. Bornstein is deceased. But in January of 2017, Trump sent Keith Schiller and goons to Dr. Bornstein's office and confiscated Trump's health records. Has anybody asked Trump where they are? Is this, well, maybe is James onto something here? Perhaps, I don't know. We know for a fact that Trump had unprotected sex with our dear friend Stephanie Clifford, aka Stormy Daniels, because he paid her off. Now, maybe that's the only porn star that he had unprotected sex with. If you're CNN, New York Times, I'm sure you believe that. Me? No. Not today, not yesterday, not tomorrow, not forever. I am a big believer that human sexual behavior tends to be repetitive. And I think that adds another element here. Now, another thing happened that I found interesting is Mrs. Trump, Melania's mom, passed away. And after the service, I guess it was a graveside service, she got in a limo or an Escalade, I don't know, whatever it is. And Trump tried to get in the car with his wife after she had buried her mother, and she wouldn't let him in the car. I don't think she wanted to sit by him. Now, it might be that he stinks. It might be that he has the clap. It might be a combination of those. But I am totally open to being not taken seriously by the serious journalists and let them have 3-hour conference calls with 1,000 people trying to figure out how the hell to deal with this guy. But us, in our little classroom here, we are going to proceed ourselves. And of course, we've established that we think the most important thing is mockery. As I talked about in an earlier lecture, we're going to do stuff on our own. We're not going to wait on orders from headquarters. We're going to infiltrate his rallies. We're going to wave banners and signs and cutouts and photo ops. And by the way, if we're going to be totally legal, if you get a question from any authority, anybody in law enforcement, be truthful. You do not have to be truthful to Trump people because they're not deserving of the truth. So if you got to get in and you got to lie to them, feel free to go ahead and lie because their leaders lied to them documentarily 30,000 times. So do what you got to do, but I want you to be part of an outfit that we're going to call Carville's Commandos. And we're not sitting around hoping that things get better. We're not sitting around hoping that fact check boxes work, or special editions of high-end magazines work, or CNN conference calls, or New York Times. Oh, you got to understand these people. They've had a hard life. We're going to go about our business because we're trying to save a goddamn country. While these people are sitting around jacking themselves off, we know what the actual threat to a Trump second term would be. And it would be catastrophic. And we in Carville's Commandos are determined not to let that happen. And we're determined to soldier on in spite of flack from the chicken shit people that just want to say, well, it's kind of ridiculous to say the guy has VD. And as I just pointed out to you, there are any number of reasons to be suspicious. I would give anything if somebody said, what did you do with those files that you stole from your own doctor that you sent these goons in for? But, you know, I'm a provocateur. I'm not a serious person. I don't sit around and scratch my thin chin and go to the Cosmos Club or hang out wherever these fucking people hang out. But, you know, like any unit, we're going to have a kind of elite unit. You call them the Delta Force, the SEALs, or anything. And in order to be in this unit, you have to do something out of the norm. Well, I'm going to brag on myself a little bit because my little syphilis thing, I'm going to give myself an award, and this is the award that you can have if you do something and you get a banner on TV or you get somebody to pick it up, then you become part of the RFP. That's not a request for a proposal in corporate America. That means you are part of the elite unit called the Rat Fuck Patrol. And for God's sakes, if you do that, get yourself one of these. I went to the Walmart. We used to get them. They were a little smaller, but this is a kind of big. But I used to give my better students a gold star on their forehead because that's what they used to do in the third grade. I don't know if they still do this, but I'm proudly wearing my Rat Fuck Patrol gold star because we threw this asshole off a little bit. But we got to keep doing that. Very, very important that you can organize your own little chapters of Carville Commandos. You can recognize the outstanding commandos and make them part of the RFP, the Rat Fuck Patrol, because we are about rat fucking. There's no doubt about that. When I ran campaigns, I used to single out some people to be all-world rat fuckers, and some of them were really good. And you need these kind of people because you got all of these assholes telling you got to understand these people, and we should be tolerant and forgiving and understanding. And oh, Jesus Christ, God help me from all these assholes. But we're going to continue. We're going to soldier on here. We're going to forge ahead. We're not waiting and people call me, well, the Biden campaign doesn't do this. Well, this doesn't do that. And, well, it's just, fuck it. We're going. We're moving out. Get your goddamn knife, stick it between your teeth, smudge some camouflage on you, show up there, ask the questions that they're not going to ask. That's our mission. We're in this together. We're going to come back and see you. But right now, we're going to have a pretty good time at Mardi Gras. Might have a pop or two too many, but it's part of the landscape down here. But I wish all of you a happy Mardi Gras, and we'll be back soon with more editions here. And hopefully we'll be able to award some awards to our very special elite Rat Fuck Patrol unit. Thank you very much.